Studio. Today I'm excited to show you our new technology, the world's first full-tone DMP device.
Yep, good so far. I just checked and it looks like notifications didn't go out. Alright, so I'm back up. Make sure everything's running right. Everything seems to be running right. The only thing is that, wow. So, alright guys. That has never happened to me. I've been in situations where like a little bit, like, you know, I've had to like change like a couple settings in order to, I'm trying to get it right. Okay. In order to like, I've had to do a couple things where I've had to change a couple settings in order to, you know, kind of like, you know, make it optimal. You know, although usually the same settings are optimal. This time, no matter what I did, and then like even like I followed everything. Oh, change the bitrate. Change the bitrate. Oh no, now you have to need a new ingestion set. I need a new ingestion set. Did everything I was supposed to do, and then it just says error. It's like impossible. I had to shut everything down, turn it back on, create a whole new thing. But now the problem would be that you know, hopefully people come back just to check. At least, you know, they'll check the channel and they'll see that I am live for real. Yeah, it looks like a couple of you guys are starting to come back. What do I think his big announcement is going to be on the 4th? No, I didn't change anything. I just honestly, from what was happening before to now, didn't change anything. You know, it's already starting to start with the not optimal, but that's okay because it still says excellent. So I don't know. This thing, I don't know what the hell's going on. But you know, we're not gonna have a full house because notifications aren't gonna go out. This is my 4th stream, so okay, so I'll just let me read your questions here. Did you change something in particular? No, I just shut everything down. You know, I shut down the OBS, shut down all the browsers, shut down everything on the computer, shut it off, then rebooted, and then just started a new OBS, started a new stream, and it came back on. So that's how I know that it was being messed with. There was a little bit too much truth in that. You know, I've been following this stuff closely enough where I can say it in my sleep what's going on. Let me just get a mod in here. I know I can at least get one mod in here. Alright, so I'll answer your questions for now, and then I can go through the show. Or I could, I don't know if you guys want me to get back into what I was talking about before, or if you guys kind of caught the gist of it. There was still more, but so next question. What do you think Trump's big announcement is going to be on the 4th? Well, I'll tell you what I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to be that JFK Jr. is alive. I do not think it's going to be that. However, what I do think the announcement may be is that there are going to potentially be some arrests. For instance, John Brennan, his Twitter account, it's almost like it's not him. I mean, the things he's saying on there just don't sound like him. Politically, they don't align with what he believes. I think that, honestly, I think Brennan has already been arrested. In fact, there's actually a rumor out there, and this is all over the chans, that, do you know how, alright, so the illegal immigration, he was going to arrest 11 million illegal immigrants. But then he said, okay, you know what, we're going to put it off 2 weeks, which would be after the 4th, right? But he said we're still making the arrests of the 2,000, like, worst of the worst. Well, I think those 2,000 could have been certain people, because certain people that, like, Q talks about, as far as, I mean, it's a guess, but it's a educated guess, and it's something that I'm not alone in thinking, that those 2,000 arrests were actually part of basically the storm. I think the big announcement might be the storm, because Q has come back after being away, and he's always said that when he's away, that means that he's operational, right? So if he's operational, well, this is the longest he's ever been away, so he's been extremely operative lately. So, I would say that that's what I think it is. And also, I want to say, so basically, if that answers your question, that's what I think. I think it's going to be the announcement, and maybe those 2,000 arrests that was supposed to be the worst of the worst. Supposedly those were Marines dressed up as ICE agents. So that's the rumor, and it makes sense enough, because one of the things I was going to show you guys tonight was how different Brennan is talking on Twitter. It's almost like someone else is, tweeting for him. And as far as some of the others, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I mean, I know that picture came out, but I mean, 2 days before that, 2 babies and an infant, two infants, a toddler, and his 20-year-old mother died. They were found dead on the bank of the Rio Grande on our side. No reporting on that, but they report on the other ones because of the photo with it. And that's all it took for Pelosi to tell all the other Democrats, okay, we're going to stop holding back this bill, and we're finally going to pass it. It's almost like something's going on where, it's almost like, hey, you either play ball and, you get a light sentence. If you don't, treason, for at least certain people. So, I don't know. That's a guess. We'll see. I know that much. It'll be very interesting. If it's an announcement on the 4th, I mean, we all know, if you guys heard about that guy Cappy, in his suicide note, at the bottom, he dated it. He made it more biblical, though. He said, like, the second coming, July 4th, 2019. and all he kept on, he was like apologizing to the Trump administration, all this stuff. It's very odd, that letter. And then to be dated July 4th, 2019. And it almost seems like he knew something more. When you watch his last video, it's like he messed up. So it's like he had to do what they said, and then they might have, gotten rid of him. I mean, the good guys can be just as ruthless. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Kellyanne. Alright, guys, so exactly, JFK Jr. isn't alive. I don't think that's the announcement. I was just trying to answer the questions. These guys have been sticking with me. Okay, so Country Mouse, okay, that was your question. Text like, we are with you, brother. Okay, so that was my question. Okay. They said Trump was supposed to be in South Dakota, but now I'm hearing he's going to be at the White House. Interesting. Last week they had been saying the fourth speech would be at the Lincoln Memorial. Also interesting. The fourth speech? I don't get it. Fourth. Oh, his fourth of July. Oh, the 4th of July speech. I got you. Okay. Cool. You'll be all right. All right. So, I can still run through the program. Or I could continue on what I was talking about when I got shut down, or I could do. I'm gonna do both. It's just a matter of what you guys want me to do first. You want me to run through some of the stuff I was gonna run through, or do you want me to first run through some of this stuff that I think's going on with all these countries turning against the U.S.? Because that's what got me shut down. I know for a fact. I've never had those problems before. No sound? That's possible because I have music on. Let me just make sure. No, this sound. Can you hear me? You should be able to hear me. Let me turn it up. Usually I don't like to put it too loud, but I'll turn it up. Okay. Run through it. So what? Run through the program that I had planned, or talk about what I was talking about before. Run through it all. Okay. You know what? So I'll start with what I was talking about then, because I think that's the most interesting, and then we'll run through some of the other stuff and laugh at the Democrats and see some Q stuff, and also some other random stuff that's in there, some little news clips. But okay, so what I was saying was that a lot of our allies that were allies in very recent history were because I already got a lot of that out and it's going to be another video, let me start with some of the other stuff first. Okay, so alright guys, here we go. Oh, one more thing. Everybody who sent the super chats to let me know that that there was no sound, I appreciate it. And that is what got my attention. But I would rather I'm trying to get this camera right. I would rather get the super chats I appreciate it, don't get me wrong, I was happy to get the super chats, but instead of getting super chats just when there's no sound, I understand that's certain situations, so that's okay, but I would rather get super chats if the content, if you like the content, if you think the content is excellent, then that's when I like to see the super chats. It is a good way to kind of get my attention because you can't miss it. Even if I'm not on chat, like I can still see it on the second screen. So I just want to thank you guys for those super chats, even though they were due to me not paying attention. But in the future, I hope that it's more so for when I give out excellent content. Okay, so let's get right into this. Okay. Too low. Should be good. All right. All right. That's still on me. Okay. All right, guys. So we were talking about well, just so you guys know, I know that the sound was off, so I'll go over it real quick. Really quick. First, we'll go over the Democrats last night. Oh, that was pathetic. Okay. So this guy, Pete, he calls him Butler, but I don't even know how to pronounce his last name, but Mayor Pete from South Bend, Indiana, okay? He was talking down about Christianity, okay? So let's check that out. Actually, you know what? You guys got to read along with that one. So you guys got to see that one. I want to get the content that you guys didn't get yet. All right. So this one was interesting. Okay. So Kamala Harris. She said, "As the only black person on the stage, I would like to speak on race." She says, and Maddow says, "Okay, you got 30 seconds." And so she goes on, blah blah blah. So sad, I'm 1/3 black, and life has been so hard. She's 1/3 black, and she calls herself the only black person. My daughter has blue eyes and curly hair and blondish brown hair, and you would never think, but she's a quarter black. You would never think it, So a quarter black, a third black, you barely look black. I mean, Kamala does a little bit. I can see it, but in my daughter, she's 1/4. It's not too far from 1/3, right? And she does not look black at all, at all, not even a little bit. And then she proceeds to attack Biden on busing because she rode the bus to school growing up. No lie. So I guess that's literally what she said. And I guess this guy was doing it live. Biden coming on now having fake drama on TV. And he's white-splaining into a run-on sentence, which ended up in him saying his time was up. Alright, so I kind of want to see more of that. Okay, so let's check it out. Put Harris. So apparently, she's been planning this attack on him because he's such an old dog that you know, he was around when they were doing the busing and things like that, and you know, that's why I don't see him winning. And in the world we live in, usually the front runners in the beginning never really kind of win, but I don't see him winning because he's so old. He's voted for so many controversial things. He's had to change his stance on abortion. He's had to change his stance on busing. Okay, I mean things that today are like, you know, well accepted. I mean, there's so many different things that he's gonna have to explain in these these debates and questions in different town halls. There's gonna be so many. So let's check this out. I want to see this. It's a heated exchange.
I do not believe you are a racist. And I agree with you when you commit yourself to the importance of finding common ground. But I also believe, and it's personal, and I was actually it was hurtful. To hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. So I will tell you that on this subject, it cannot be an intellectual debate among Democrats. We have to take it seriously. We have to act swiftly. As Attorney General of California, I was very proud to put in place a requirement that all my special agents would wear body cameras and keep those cameras on.
Okay. Like the title said, she definitely had that planned. Honestly, was talking to him in particular, you know, like a Democrat who, you know, was the vice president, the first black president ever. Like, really? She's like almost in tears just talking to him about race relations? Fuck. See, that makes me never want to vote for someone. I ain't voting on that side anyway. I'm going Trump. But if I was a liberal voter, that would turn me off. That would totally turn me off. Because it's an obvious, easy attack that was planned, and then she plays it up like she's almost on the verge of tears. You know she's not actually that worked up emotionally. He's the vice president to a black president. If there's any white man, old white man, that used to have some crazy views that you shouldn't really hold against him so much, I mean, you can hold it against him if you want, it would be him, right?
Characterization of my position across the board. I did not praise racist. That is not true. Number one. Number two, if we want to have this campaign litigated on who supports civil rights and whether I did or not, I'm happy to do that. I was a public defender. I didn't become a prosecutor. I came out and I left a good law firm to become a public defender when in fact my city was in flames because of the assassination of Dr. King. Number one. Number two, as the Vice President of the United States, I work with a man who, in fact, we work very hard.
Sorry to do that, but this guy's getting old. Did he not just give like 2 or 3 number ones? And now he's on a number 2. Okay, just want to make sure that you guys caught that too. Oof, he's getting old.
To see to it we dealt with these issues in a major way. The fact is that in terms of busing, you would have been able to go to school the same exact way because it was a local decision made by your city council. That's fine. That's one of the things I argued for, that we should be breaking down these lines. But so the bottom line here is, look, everything I've done in my career, I ran because of civil rights. I continue to think we have to make fundamental changes in civil rights. And those civil rights, by the way, include not just only African Americans, but the LGBT community.
But Vice President Biden, do you agree today that you were wrong to oppose busing in America then.
No.
Do you agree?
I didn't.
Now, I'm not trying to be a pain in the ass, but I just have to pause it. You know, you guys know how it works. You have to pause every so often. You're supposed to really pause every 7 seconds, but, you know, I mean, I'm not too worried. I just want to pause it at least a little bit, not just straight up copyright. She knows the answer to that question. Of course she's going to say no. Oh, yeah, yes, actually, I agree to busing, Miss Harris. Yes, I agree to busing. Yes, I do. Like, come on. She just wants to get it out there. She just wants people to know that at one point he supported busing, which in Boston, of all cities, was a huge problem. My mother was a child at the time, and there was a curfew, and because Boston's like a very, like the inner cities, it's like unlike any other city. It's like black and white inner city, and it's like, so when they did the busing, it was like crazy. Crazy. This is in Cambridge, Mass, which is also the home to Harvard, MIT. You think they would kind of be ahead on stuff like that, but oh no. By the way, people say Boston's a racist city. It's not. It's not. It was in the 80s and prior to that, but it's not anymore. It's a yuppie city. You barely even have real Bostonians. Alright, back to it.
Not oppose busing in America. What I opposed is busing ordered by the Department of Education. That's what I opposed.
Well,
I
there
did
was
not
a
oppose.
failure of states to integrate
No,
public
but
schools in America. I was part of the second class to integrate Berkeley, California public schools almost 2 decades after Brown v. Board of Education.
Because your city council made that decision. It was a
So
local
that's
decision.
where the federal government must step
No,
in.
the
That's why
federal
we have the
government must
Voting Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act. That's why we need to pass the Equality Act. That's why we need to pass the ERA, because there are moments in history where states fail to preserve the civil rights of
I
all
have
people.
supported the ERA from the very beginning when I...
Well, that was a heated exchange, but you know what? If you ask me, she might have yelled louder, she might have had the political points on her side, but he was right. We don't want the federal government deciding every little thing in our lives and making it like an across-the-board thing. Like what works in California is going to work in Mississippi. What works up here in Boston is going to work in Texas. No. What works in Alaska is going to work in Hawaii. Come on. You know, you have to trust your local government, which is why you have to vote too. You know, you know, people just think, oh, vote for the president, and that's like when they vote, and they don't even know who they're voting. They just vote next to whether they like Democrats or Republicans, and that's how they vote usually for city and state. But that's why it's important to know who you're voting for, because it is important. I don't think that the federal government should butt in on every little thing. You know, he was right. It's just, you know, he's being yelled down by somebody, the only African American, 1/3 person on the stage, being yelled down and like blaming him for, and he had a good answer. He goes, then you should have blamed your city councilor, you know, because that shouldn't be up to the federal government. But what she wants, so she kind of gives us a glimpse to what she wants, or what her as a president would be like, because she's moving up. She's starting to be one of the top tier ones, so you gotta keep an eye on her. She wants, basically, you know, more government in your business. More federal government in your business, I should say. That's not a good thing. Some people like it, you know, the type that maybe are illegal or, you know, unable to work, or then okay, you get like federal benefits, and I do believe in welfare. I do. I just don't believe in it for illegal immigrants. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's right. Okay, so let's move on to some of the other topics. That was just one little thing. Okay. There we go. Let's see. So that was an interesting little exchange. Okay. But in the end, like, just because she yelled louder and all that, if you really listen, no. He was actually making more sense. Oh, I love this one. So Bernie, the top 1%, this is what he said, okay? The top 1% has seen a 21 trillion increase in their wealth. He also said 2 days ago that the top 3 richest Americans have more money than the bottom 50% of Americans. And that was true. I asked true or false. I did like a little quiz, and everyone said true, and they were all right. Basically, those 3 people are Warren Buffett, Jeff Bezos, and Bill Gates. Those 3 people have more money than half of the country. You know, the poorer half of the country. So that's a lot of money. And so he talks about stuff like that. And look at him. Look at Bernie. You know, I expect to see him in like some Prius. Look at this car. I can't tell what kind of car it is. I don't know if anyone out there can tell. But that doesn't look like some Prius or I remember him saying that he drove a 92 Accord or like a Civic or something like that. That it runs right and all that crap. Look at him. Looks like he's in the money a little bit, huh? He's been spending. I mean, look at that car. Looks like a 2-seater. There might be some seats in the back, but not much space there. So, a little hypocritical on his part. Let's see what else we got. They're all gaining up on Biden, that's true. Joe Biden screams, sometimes you have to go out there and beat them. What? I gotta hear this. Yeah, this video definitely is gonna get a demonetization. All my videos get demonetized before I even upload them. Every single one. Biden, sometimes you have to go beat them. Alright, did you really scream? Don't waste your time being bipartisan. You got to go in there and beat them. Oh, it just says the headline? I wanted to actually see the actual... Come on. I wanted to see if it's true that he actually screams. You know what? I don't even think this is it anyway. Alright, you know what? Let me get out of here. Alright, on to the next. Don't worry guys, a lot of interesting stuff coming up. Alright, so... not be too much left. And stuff from the summit, all kinds of other I got a lot of Q stuff. I got all kinds of stuff. This Q is re-emerged. Okay. So okay. All right. So let's get into some of this Q stuff, right? Well, you know what? Actually, I'll start with some of the some news. So, Utah's psychologist licensing board may ban conversion therapy, which is basically, going going trans, becoming a official man or official woman, transsexual, actually having the surgery. Conversion therapy, though, that might be something different. Therapy, that's weird. After the governor asked it to look into the practice, which is an attempt to forcibly change someone's sexual orientation or gender identity. So wait, what, by a therapist? I don't get it. Oh, this idiot's on here. So this is CNN, so take this with a grain of salt. Let's see. Oh, wait, you know what? Alright guys, you know what? President Trump, I want to hear what President Trump got to say. After everything that has gone on with the world since he's been there, I want to hear this. I know you guys do too. Let's watch this.
Does that relate to the policy that you're
Well, it has been something that they've done for a long period of time. I mean, there aren't that many ways you're going to get people to schools. So this is something that's been done. In some cases, it's been done with a hammer instead of a velvet glove, and that's part of it. But this has been certainly a thing that's been used over there. I think if Vice President Biden had answered the question somewhat differently, it would have been a different result, because they really did hit him hard on that one. So, but it is certainly a primary method of getting people to schools.
And does it relate to the policy that you're going to unveil that you just floated?
It relates to everything we're doing, and you'll be hearing about it over the next couple of months.
Or the next couple of months. Okay, and I want to ask you about the border. It seems like there's officially a week to go until the ICE raids begin under that deadline that you imposed.
Yeah.
Given that you have a July 4th recess, is it realistic to think that you're going to get a deal to actually reform the asylum laws?
No, because we could do it I say to people, I used to say 45 minutes, I say 15, but we could do it quickly. We could do it in a day, we could do it in an hour. We could reform asylum very quickly. We could get rid of the loopholes very quickly. These are horrible loopholes. And the reason that Mexico is so good, because they do have very, very tough immigration. They don't have the kind of things and the kind of stupidity that we have. I mean, where somebody touches 1 foot on our sand and we now have to bring them into a court. We then have to register them. We then have to catch and release them. And they go and they live in our country. And then they're supposed to come back in 3 years for a court case. And about 2% come back, as you know. I mean, you know it just as well as anybody, I really think. Maybe better than most. But the fact is they come back, but nobody comes back. 2% come back. It's a horrible system. Now, what we're doing is they come in illegally, and we're bringing them out legally. But at the request of some, very good Democrats, they asked me if I could hold it, and I did for a couple of weeks, and we have a week left. But other than the fact that we did get, in a very bipartisan way, and I appreciate Speaker Pelosi, because she really worked with us. It was humanitarian money. I mean, but they didn't have any money. And we're running, don't forget, nobody's ever had this problem before. We're running hospitals. We're running so many different things for the kids. And the kids are brought up because under the laws, the kids are legally used to get other people to come in. If you have a child, it's much easier to come into our country. It's easy anyway, but if you have a child, it's much easier.
I probably shouldn't have let it run that long. And trust me, I'm not trying to be a pain. I wish I could just play it right through, but I had paused it before and I forgot I didn't turn the mic on. Basically, what I had said on the ticket there, he basically thought that Biden didn't do too well, but that Harris is getting way too much credit. And I totally agree with that. That's basically what I said earlier. But also on that ticket was that company Huawei out of China, which I think was the before he started with the tariffs and before he arrested like their CFO. I think she was the CFO. They were like the second largest in the world, and he totally crippled them. But now he's allowing it, and it looks like tells me that there's progress on a potential trade deal with China. So it looks like, from what it said, that they're going to start allowing them to buy and sell, to sell pots and buy pots to and from Huawei. So that's an interesting new development, a huge development, really. I mean, that tells you where the trade war is going. It's there's actual progress being shown, and also when he was just talking about that, enough said, right? We know about that. I mean, we all know how stupid our immigration policy is. But one thing he did talk about was how Pelosi came to the table and worked with him, which is something that I had mentioned earlier in the show. She might be compromised a bit, where she kind of had to come to the table, and the Q people are saying you're going to see more and more of the Democrats kind of going with Trump's plans because they're compromised and they're trying to avoid jail or get a lighter jail sentence or maybe even avoid treason. So we'll see. Alright, we'll continue.
So we have these kids who have been absolutely abused, horribly abused, and we could stop that with a minor change in the law. It's a terrible thing that they're not doing it. So here's what's happening. So I said, all right, let's see if you could give that to us. Now, in the meantime, we just got it approved last night, so we have the $4.5 billion in humanitarian aid, right? And that's good, so we have that. But we can have that number go way down if we stop people from coming up. For instance, if we had walls up and if we had it hard, the father and the beautiful daughter who drowned, and, the Rio Grande's are very tough. That has moments where it can be very calm, and then all of a sudden it becomes totally violent and people get swept away. But if they thought it was hard to get in, they wouldn't be coming up. They wouldn't be coming up. And so many lives would be saved. So essentially, if they would change the laws, and I said it would take us an hour, but let's give you 2 weeks. At the end of the second week, we'll be removing people, legally removing. In other words,
you're still planning for that deadline. That deadline is still in place, which is now
unless we do something pretty miraculous. But the Democrats, it seems to me, they want to have open borders. And for the life of me, I cannot figure that out. It's one thing, because I want people to come into our country. We need them because we have all these companies coming in. We have Foxconn in Wisconsin. We have so many companies coming in, auto companies. Just today, I was with President Abe. He told me another auto company is going to build a big plant. They need people. So I'm all for that. The only problem is that they have to come in through a process. They have to come in legally. It's also very unfair. You have millions of people online for years trying to get into a country. They take tests. They study. They know a lot about our country. They read. They do. They have to go through a very complicated process. And these people have worked hard. They've been online for 7, 8, 9 years, and then somebody walks in and they're, welcome to the United States. It's really, honestly, it's very unfair. But yeah, we will be removing large numbers of people. People have to understand, yes, the laws are...
In a week.
Starting in a week after, it's sometime after July 4th.
So the deal that was just passed does nothing.
Sorry about that. For some reason my mouse was being all messed up. But if you guys caught what he was saying, he kept on referring to, like, basically like something around the time of July 4th, and he was like, he kind of even said, who knows, maybe there'll be some miraculous changes. He could be hinting at whatever people are expecting on July 4th. And then he even doubled down and said we could have it as soon as July 4th. Again, speculation, but it is not wild speculation. A lot of people, people like myself who have followed Q since the beginning, feel that July 4th might be the day. Q is talking a lot different than he used to. It's not so much about giving information anymore. It's basically like it's go time. Thank you. I've been talking to myself about all your comments. Thank you for that. I think that was Out of the Storm. Or no, Truth Movement. Thank you, Truth Movement. Okay, and Trip, and Patriot. Oh, there's a lot of you. Okay, Kellyanne. Okay, all right. So you know what? You know what we can do is if you guys wanna, you know, let me just ask you guys. Do you guys want to watch more of Trump? Because I'm kind of interested to see, like, I don't know if you guys too, if you guys are interested to see, like, if they ask him about basically how the EU is going behind our backs and doing trade still with Iran. Do you guys want to, and thank you, whoever just texted me. So, there's audio now. There's definitely audio now. Right? There's definitely audio now. Yeah, there's audio now. Okay, do you guys want to watch Trump again, or you want me to continue with, watch Trump again, or continue with what I was doing? Like, as far as, like, going through some news stories and all that. Or you want to watch, Trump after the summit? I'm just, to be honest, what intrigues me is if they're going to ask about the EU going behind his back and going to Iran, you know, after you know, we've saved every single country in Europe. We've saved, except for Germany. We didn't save them, we defeated them. But almost every country in Europe we've saved. Yeah, basically every country, except for like Italy and Germany, and we defeated them. So I don't know. I'm not seeing any votes. So Trump or continue with the show that I was doing. Once I get some votes, I'll do something. So I'll get it set up for that, and you guys can just let me know. So Trump. Oh no, that's not right one. Not Trump. What's it called? What's that thing? Golden Times. Golden State Times. They always do good. They always cover his.
We got one of those new purple mattresses, and it is amazing. You have to try it.
We have to.
Actually, even better yet, we can, they might have it, I know I got it right here, but I know that these guys don't care. I'm cool with these guys. I actually was around when they put this together, the 24/7 Patriot Soapbox. I was around when they first put this together. So usually they cover. Yeah, see, they got it. So I know I can cover.
BIS location there. Kingdom of the Netherlands, Autonomy, Aruba,
And these guys are all over the
St.
Q
Martin. New Zealand, dependent territories of Ross Dependency and Tokelau, and responsibilities for Cook Islands, and new organizations of interest, new incorporated trades of Edinburgh, Interpol headquarters in Lyon, France, used by Interpol. Locations of interest: BIS headquarters, CERN, headquarters of the Sovereign Military Order of Malta in Rome, Fort St. Angelo in Malta, European Patent Office in Munich, Berlin, and The Hague, Longwood House in St. Helena, International Maritime Organization headquarters in London, Shape in Belgium, Euro Airport Basel Mulhouse Fiber, privately and foreign-owned port.
So then we have pre-stage ELE underscore
This is the
Y,
new Q post, by the way.
pre-stage SEC underscore Y, pre-stage DIR underscore Y, pre-stage CAP underscore
Now,
Y.
this right
on
here
any in brackets.
has been actually put out before. Which he hasn't put it out twice for no reason. Usually there's a reason for it.
SEC's, once SEC, Securities and Exchange, I don't know. Maybe that has something to do with that. I'm not sure. I haven't seen anybody get about it yet, but if anybody in chat has heard,
Wow, it's so amazing how
Well, it could be anything. Security or secure.
the person that told me to drop the screen said, okay, I only have
where's
2
the
minutes
screen?
delay.
Okay,
Usually I have
here
20
we go.
minutes delay. Right after I said drop your screen, you dropped it. I actually thought we were in sync.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. It's been a
I don't even have to pause
great
it.
period of time.
You guys down for this? You guys want to watch? You guys want to see what he has to say?
I understand that we may be meeting with Chairman Kim, and we'll find out. We spoke with the people. Kim Jong-un was
You guys want to watch this?
receptive. He responded, and so we'll see. Because tomorrow we're going to the DMZ. I said, while I'm there, I'll shake his hand. We get along. There's been no nuclear tests. There's been no long-range ballistic tests.
You guys want to watch this?
Which is great, and a lot of good things are happening over there. So I let them know.
Yes, no, maybe so, no.
I can't tell you exactly, but they did.
And the good thing is I don't have to pause it and talk over
I
it.
want to thank everyone for being here today.
So I'll mute
A
myself.
lot of persons outside too. They're less happy than you are. But the G20
They're less happy than you are. I'll leave them
Mr.
there.
Robbie's done an incredible job, as he always does. And he hosted it very beautifully. You know where it's going to be next year, I think. Most of you know where it's going to be next year. It's going to be in a very great part of the world. And we'll be announcing exactly what's happening. But this was a really good summit and really well done, so professionally done. This marks my third visit to Japan as president. Melania and I we just left Tokyo a short while ago, as you know, very short while ago, where we were the first state guests to their majesties, the Emperor and Empress of Japan. And that was thrilling. First time in 202 years that an event like that took place. So that was quite exciting. And I'm thrilled to be back. I always like being back in Japan. We've had a great relationship. We've never been closer to Japan than we are right now. Over the past 2 days, leaders from the world's largest economies have convened here in Osaka, which is a tremendous city. You fly over and you say, does it ever stop? It's big, it's beautiful, it's clean. And it's really the job they do with industrial manufacturing and lots of other things is really incredible. We had a very productive conversation with a number of the leaders of not only nations but business leaders here in Japan, and together we put together a lot of ideas and a lot of challenges for the future that we'll be able to meet and get things going very well. Our meetings also touched on women's economic empowerment. You probably saw that Ivanka Trump she's done a fantastic job, and also a fantastic job in getting jobs for a lot of people within our country, almost 10 million people. The importance of resilient and secure infrastructure, we discussed that at great length. The need to uphold the rule of law and the critical importance of achieving a future for international trade that works all of the time for all of the people. In addition to the working sessions, we had a lot of working sessions. Many of you were at the working sessions. I had tremendous bilateral meetings with many of the heads of state, and just some of them are Australia, Japan, India, Germany, Russia, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, China, Turkey, UK, and I met with Mexico also, with the representatives of Mexico who have done an incredible job. They've really stepped up to the plate. I appreciate it, and I want to thank them. They have 6,000 troops at their southern border, by Guatemala, and it's very hard to come in now. And they just ordered, really it was somewhat of a surprise, 16,000 troops at our southern border. Their immigration laws are very strong. Ours are a disaster. Ours are a disgrace to a country. We have loopholes and asylum that we could fix the asylum very quickly. We could get rid of and fix the loopholes, but we could get rid of the loopholes and we would have absolutely no problem at the border. But if you watch the debates, if you call them debates, whatever they were, they don't really, I think they want open borders, I guess, even though 4 years ago they wanted walls to be built. I heard we just had another judge rule against us on a section of wall, and that's disgraceful. We'll appeal it right away. Ninth Circuit, as usual, they go right into that Ninth Circuit. The good news, I put a lot of judges in, and a number of them are in the Ninth Circuit now, and it's very unfair. It's very unfair when a judge can do what they do, where a judge in a certain area can close down a country. But we also had a big victory last week with the wall. We had a judge in D.C. who gave us a very big victory. So we're building a lot of wall, but we had a ruling just yesterday late from a judge in the Ninth Circuit again. So we're immediately appealing it, and we think we'll win the appeal. There was no reason that should have happened. And a lot of wall is being built. And again, Mexico is doing a real job. Our Border Patrol, they've done incredible work. And ICE is, they're just special people. Law enforcement generally is just special. So with that, I just want to say that these meetings have been great. The one that I guess most people are interested in is China. We had a great meeting, President Xi, and we've known each other for as long as I'm president. And many of you were at the event in China a year ago when I've never seen anything like it. It was beautiful. We talked about it. We had dinner last night, President Xi and a number of us. And it was something really incredible in Beijing. The red carpet was rolled out for all of us, for this country, for our country. And we had a great meeting. And we will be continuing to negotiate. And I promise that for at least the time being, we're not going to be lifting tariffs on China. We won't be adding an additional, tremendous amount of, we have, I guess, $350 billion left, which could be taxed or could be tariffed. And we're not doing that. We're going to work with China on where we left off to see if we can make a deal. China is going to start, they're going to be consulting with us, and they're going to start spending money even during the negotiation to our farmers, our great farmers in the Midwest, who I call them the great patriots, because that's what they are, they're patriots. And China is going to be buying a tremendous amount of food and agricultural product, and they're going to start that very soon, almost immediately. We're going to give them lists of things that we'd like them to buy. Our farmers are going to be a tremendous beneficiary. You know, if you look at farmers, for 15 years before I came into this position, the farmers have had a hard time. You look at that graph; it was down, fairly steeply down. And a lot of it was because NAFTA was a terrible deal. Now we have I spoke with Nancy Pelosi last night about the USMCA, that's Mexico and Canada. And it's now before them, and they'll have to make a decision. But that's one that the farmers love, the manufacturers love, the unions love. It's a great deal for this country. And NAFTA was, I think, one of the worst trade deals ever made. Maybe the WTO was worse. The WTO, from the time that happened in 95, from the time that happened, China became like a rocket ship. It was pretty much flatlined, and then all of a sudden it joined the WTO, and they went through the roof. And very much to our liability, we lost tremendous amounts of money from that time. I mean, we just lost tremendous amounts. It was a terrible deal, WTO, World Trade. And if you look at NAFTA, NAFTA has been a disaster for our country. The USMCA is a great deal for our country. I think Canada's happy, but they're not happy like we're happy, but they're very happy. It's a good deal for Canada, good deal for Mexico. They want it. Mexico just approved it in full. Canada is waiting for us to approve it. I was with the Prime Minister, just left him a little while ago, and they're thrilled with the deal, and we're thrilled. Everybody wants it, and hopefully it'll be a bipartisan deal. I view that. I told that to Nancy Pelosi. I said, view this as a bipartisan deal, because a lot of the Democrats want it, especially, I would say, the farm areas, but really the industrial areas also, the unions. We've got things on wages, and we have things on the environment that few people have ever been able to get into an agreement. And it's a very big deal. It's a very big deal. And it's a great deal. Tremendous support. So they have to put it up for a vote. And I think you'll get a great vote in the House, and you'll get a great vote in the Senate. And you'll have a tremendous trade deal between the United States and Canada and Mexico. And it's going to be something very special. So we spend a lot of time with a lot of countries. We do business with a lot of them. Australia's an example. With Japan, we're negotiating with them because they send us millions of cars, and we send them wheat, which doesn't work. But what happens is Japan is, and you probably saw some of the things they're doing, but they're opening up many car companies and factories and plants throughout our country, especially in Michigan. We have a lot of activity in Ohio. Beyond Japan activity, we have a lot of activity now where companies are coming back to our country with a hot show. We're the hottest show in town. We're the hottest show in the world right now. Our economy is the best. One thing that every leader, virtually every leader that I dealt with said is that congratulations, it's incredible what's happened to the
Alright guys, alright, so can you hear me? Yes. Do I have two audios going? No. Okay, so that's good. Alright, so the only problem I have is my good charge is in my car. So I'm like down to like, if I hold it just like that. I'm gonna do my best to try to keep the juice going in this phone. Alright, phone lines are open. I saw your messages. I mean, because it was buffering, but I mean, you don't really have to see him in a situation like this. You just listen to him. But phone lines are open. Wow, there's that much of a delay. He's still talking. He's still talking. So when you guys come over and you listen to me, right, like when you start hearing me talk, he's still talking. It's crazy. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make sure there's enough juice for the call-ins. That's what the sound is. Oh man.
what happens is Japanese, we saw some of the things they're doing, but they're opening up many car companies and factories and plants throughout our country, especially in Michigan. We have a lot of activity.
How is he still talking? I've been up on the screen for a while. Oh, you know why? You guys can probably hear me. I'm like, how long of a delay is there? I never switched the setting. I don't. No wait, I did switch the setting. So what the hell is going on? Wow, so there's that much of a delay? That's like a... Wow, they're worried about me. I mean, a 15, 20, like whitetail. I'm off. What is it, like a 15, 20 second delay?
Yes. But 2 audios.
That's like a 3-4 minute delay.
The only problem I have is my good charge is in my car. So I'm like down to like, I hope just like that.
Oh, what a pain in the ass this is gonna be.
Shoes going in his phone. Alright, phone lines are open. I saw your message.
And you know what I'll do? I'll get to the, I didn't even get to like any of the news. I basically, in the first show, I started to get into kind of like the, you know, kind of like the world stage and where we stand and all that. It's too bad because I know Drop was asking if I was doing call-ins, and I don't think Drop is here anymore. I would have liked to hear from Drop again. He was amazing last night. Or was it last? I mean, the night before. But you know, that last call-in show. It was the last night actually. Oh, what a pain this is. Oof. This is brutal. So yeah, phone lines are open, guys. Phone lines are open. So how many people we got in chat? Is there not as many people as I think? Is that why? Or have you guys not even gone to the part yet where I say calling? It's unbelievable how much I'm being like heavily censored. They shut down my show and wouldn't let me go back on. That was freaking crazy. But I just want to thank you guys for the super chats. Let me know sound. But you know, in the future, you know, just if you find a show to be, you know, excellent, like way above average, you know, that'd be the time to do it. But I understand why people did it, because that's what ended up getting my attention. But yeah, that's you know, it's kind of like, you know, it's kind of like encouraging. Like, you know, if I go like above and beyond and do a really good show, you know, it is encouraging. I need to play some music or something. What is this? I don't know what this is, so. So no one wants to call in? A little music for you while we wait for a caller. I thought you guys wanted to do call-ins. You guys want to listen to call-ins. It's just it's so late. I'm worried. How many people we got in chat? I'm doing all this with the phone. It might be for nothing. Let's see. Let's see how many people are in chat. guys can't call. I just thought maybe, go to the con. I mean, I have 6%. I mean, no one's called yet. It's 4:15 in the morning. Oh, thank you, Susan Q. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. So now I'm in real time? That's what you're saying. I don't know. It's just like, there was like a 4 minute, not 4, probably like 3 minute delay. Because I'm sitting there talking, I'm like, he's still talking, he's still talking. Two callers. 2.5 inch. Oh, phone. D's. And checks. All in. So do you guys just want me to like go on and like do the show? Or, cause I could do that too. I have all kinds of material. I mean, I touched on like 1% of what I had ready. Hello, this is the Red Pill News Dispensary.
Hey, this is Patriot. How you doing, Matt?
Hey, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, pretty good.
Good to hear from you.
Yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of you. Just say hi.
Yeah, you saw that I called back, and I think I left a message, right?
Yeah, I left you another one. It says thank you.
Oh yeah, we've been kind of playing phone tag. Pennsylvania, you're next.
Oh shit. So
There's a delay, so they probably don't know you called. You know. So Pennsylvania, you'll be next. But go ahead. What's on your mind? What do you want to talk about?
Oh heck, I was just pretty much just gonna say, you've done watching your shows and they're pretty good shows. I like watching when Drop calls in, that's for sure.
Yeah, Drop's a great caller. He has a channel as well, right?
Oh yeah, I watch his channel.
Yeah, the shows have been really good lately. They really have. They've been great.
Heck yeah, I even tried a couple of his recipes. They're pretty decent.
Pennsylvania. You're next, okay? Don't. I know that there's a delay, so it's okay. I understand. They probably don't even know yet. They had me on. Did you see how I started saying? Like Trump was talking. He was talking for like 3.5 minutes before it finally came to me, which is unbelievable. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shut off. Just so you know, I'm gonna shut off the so you guys don't have to hear that sound of me like holding the charger. Okay, cool. All right, go ahead. So what do you what's your main topic you're calling in about, buddy?
I pretty much just called in to say hi, man.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I've been busy working and,
Yeah, me too. Working, taking care of the baby. I'm signing back up for school because I had to take this semester off. But, things are looking up,
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been getting your calls, and I tried calling back, leaving a message, and then I saw that you had called back after that, and we were kind of been playing phone tag, so I appreciate it.
I do have a question for you. Do you remember when I sent you those pictures of that shirt and that badge?
For refresh my memory, I get a lot of emails and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's just that shirt I got from Goodwill,
Oh, yeah. What did it say on it again? I remember.
says Commando on it, but the colors on, like, it looks like there's a little flag on the big
At the time, didn't I tell you what it was at the time? Because I recognized it, if I remember correctly.
No, you never told me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was curious about that, though.
Shit. I remember when I looked at it, I recognized it. I think it actually might have been Marine, believe it or not. If it's certain type of Marines, like if it's what I'm thinking, if it's what I'm remembering, it's like a certain type of Marines. You know what I mean?
From another country or here?
No, here.
Oh, okay. That's what I was wondering.
From what I remember, if you want, you could. If you have the picture available, you could send it to me right now. I can tell you.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, go ahead. Send it real quick.
Can I? Do I just send it like to the text message?
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, and I'll let you know.
All right.
Because I remember when I looked at it, it looked very familiar.
Okay, I'm getting ready to send it now.
Okay.
I'm figuring this out. I didn't know I could do this while I was on the phone with you.
Oh yeah, why not? Yeah.
I guess I'm kind of computer illiterate.
A phone illiterate. Well then again, the phones these days might as well be a computer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're off speaker. So. In Minnesota?
No, I don't know how to send it.
Oh, what?
I said I don't know how to send it while I'm on the phone with you. I have to go into my pictures first.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you wanted to talk about, or did you want to, like,
Yeah, someone else is calling. I'm sure someone has something important to say. I just wanted to say hi.
Well, no, I mean, I love your calls, and you're a mod. I mean, if there's anything you want to talk about beyond that.
Oh yeah, I think it was Kelly. She was like, said sorry for saying fuck in one of her messages. I said, don't be sorry for how you feel. You know, express yourself, pretty much.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not exactly the setting the greatest examples as far as swearing. Yeah, I'm pretty loose with the censorship, as long as like it's nothing disgusting and like just like totally like rude and disgusting. And I mean, we're all adults. We know what's like what's a little bit of cursing and and what's disgusting.
It's real funny because like Brian Knight will he'll like go to write a message, and it'll be something completely silly, you know what I mean? That shouldn't be, I don't know, I guess monitored really.
Yeah, the craziest things they'll put up.
The silliest things, like I have to approve it. Like I'm like, well, that's just silly.
I don't know. Maybe if he puts like a dollar. Sometimes like even like putting a dollar sign, I guess will do it. Putting symbols, any kind of symbol.
Some goofball rolls, that's for sure.
Yeah, it is pretty weird. Sometimes when I see like certain things that are up for what's it called? Like hide or show. I'm like, why? What's wrong with that?
It says that no matter what.
Pennsylvania. Just hold on a second. Now I'm starting to get the feeling that Pennsylvania might be one of those friggin' assholes that, you know, they keep on, like, honestly, what they're trying to do, though, and I'm not going to fall for it anymore, and I actually think I know where they're coming from.
Yeah.
They're being sent, you know, they're trying to make it, and it's worked, where they, I mean, it doesn't matter, all of my shows are demonetized, no matter what. I could sit here and sing you Christmas carols and not have any videos. It would just be me, and it'll be like, oh, this is not suitable, and then I just challenge it and I win. Every single time. I challenge it, I win. I challenge it, I win. Except for like a couple where, you know, I totally flip out on one of them and, you know, put them in their place, but, you know, I put them in their place. Oh wow, good job. Now, you know, the video's worthless. You know what I mean? It's like it's a, you know, you can get a strike, all that stuff. It's not worth it. You guys know I don't mind taking callers on anytime, any day of the week, but in the end, it ends up hurting the channel. And you know, if I'm gonna keep spreading truth and putting my spin on things, you know, I have to ignore that crap.
Yeah, some of the call-ins have been mind-blowing lately. I mean,
oh yeah, the call-in shows lately have been crazy.
The things that are happening around us, and everybody's just standing still.
Yeah, I mean, tonight I had a lot I wanted to say, but then, like, literally, they did not want me to say what I was saying. That's never happened to me before. Like, I've had things where, like, alright, the video resolution wasn't, like, optimal, but I've never experienced what I experienced earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, 724, just, you know, hold your horses, huh? I have a feeling, see, I'm not even, you know what, I don't think I'm going to answer that number. I can already tell it's bad news. You know what I mean? It's somebody trying to, some coward who has nothing better to do than at this hour, alright? Like, you know, people here, we're all here because, you know, we like hearing the truth and all that, but, you know, the people who call in just to, like, say the N-word and then play some sound effects, it's like, really? That's your life? Is to, like, just mess with me? So what that tells me is, like, they have to be getting paid or being sent, because it's, like, multiple people. All hours of the night, yeah.
They should make a law against that or something. I mean, that's just ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's a phone call, you know, but it's organized.
To actually pay someone to do something like that.
Well, there is laws against that. There is laws against that. Are you kidding me? I don't want to say too much, because then anything I say, they'll hear it as well. So, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, Whitetail, just wait until the phone call's over, please.
Yeah, you were talking about the EU earlier, remember?
But there was two different 724 numbers. That's why I think it might not be you. Yeah, I was talking about the EU, yep.
Yeah, well, like, as far as, like, Britain goes and all them, like, I think they've been after us ever since, basically, we declared our independence, you know? Like, I think they immediately started infiltrating our government from that time.
Really?
That's my opinion. I mean, it's not really so much fact-based as just, like, the things that I've seen in, like, the different videos and stuff with that are history, like, based on history, you know?
Well, you know what? Believe it or not, you might not be too far from the truth, because, you know, basically there's two cabals running this world right now.
Yeah.
I like to say the cabal that was and the cabal that is. Don't make any mistake about it. Trump, yes, he's for a lot of things that are a lot better for the people, but he's still part of a organized, like, cabal. I mean, you know, he's big time with the Jews, which means that he's also going to be pretty big time with the, let's call them false Jews, you know, because they give Jews a bad rep, you know. and they're the ones who, you know, they're so focused on power and control. And then there's the cabal that was, and that's basically, you know, the deep state, and that includes Britain. That's why Britain was getting involved, trying to get our president with their spies, like Steele, you know, all hemmed up through the FISA court, but it's all gonna backfire, and that might be what July 4th's all about.
Yeah. I keep seeing people commenting about that. Like
Whitetail, I know. I know it's whitetail.
That's crazy.
Yeah, about the July 4th, I know, and then Cappy put it in a video as well.
Yeah. It's funny how all this stuff kind of lines up, you know, eventually, you know.
I know Whitetail. I saw it the first time you wrote it. I don't know if it's like a delay or something. But yeah, Whitetail, the first time you said, oh, that was me, you know, that I saw that, just so you know. Sorry about that, Patriot.
Oh, you're good, man. You gotta attend to the people in chat too, you know?
Yeah, I'm just trying to let them know. The first time she wrote it, I saw it and I addressed it, I thought, but maybe she didn't hear me or know I was talking to her. And plus the delay, I don't know if it's as bad as it was, like, when Trump was speaking. Like, I'm doing my best to keep, like, some juice in this phone.
It starts buffering for me. Anytime he starts speaking on any damn channel.
She's still saying that was me. I've been telling her for 5 minutes, I know. You know. What was that? I'm sorry.
I said it always starts buffering when Trump starts to speak. It doesn't matter what he's saying or what channel I'm on. Like, it always starts to buffer when I'm watching this video.
On YouTube with Trump?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
It seems like I actually pay attention to them.
You know what's crazy? It wasn't buffering on the channel that I had it on, which is like people that are buddies of mine. They actually they started that channel. I remember being in a Discord with them when they thought up the name of the channel, the fact that they would be 24/7, and they have been 24/7 ever since, non-stop. They've never came off the air, not Christmas, not ever. They've never been off the air for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, you know, to run an operation like that, 24/7, and always having, you know, 2 people at a time on the air, kind of going through current events, going through Q study, Q proofs, like reading Q, looking out for Qs, looking out for, you know, compiling lists, doing all kinds of crap. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So anything else, buddy?
No, I'll let you go. You can take another caller.
Okay.
I think Whitetail wants to call in, maybe, huh?
Yeah, it seems that way, huh? seems to be the whole chat. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Have a good one.
And by the time I get to it, the phone's gonna die.
All right.
that would be funny. All right.
Later on.
I hope that doesn't happen, but it would be kind of funny. All right. Thank you. See, I feel like he's upset or something. I didn't get to say my goodbye like I normally do. Whitetail, the first time that you said that you were on hold, I caught it. And I know there's a delay, but that was like 8 minutes ago. You know what I mean? But it's open now. In fact, I'll call you because I'm worried about this phone dying. Hello, Whitetail. It's the Red Pill with the Red Pill News Dispensary. How you doing?
I'm good.
All right. What's up? What do you got? Sounds like you got something hot.
Well, no, I'm delayed.
Well, yeah, I know there's like some delay, but like literally the first time that you said that was me, I was like, oh, okay. I mean, that was like 8 minutes ago. You know what I mean? No big deal. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Don't feel like that. Don't feel like I'm.
no, it was weird. It was like bizarre because, like,
But yeah, it is a long delay, right?
yeah,
Yeah, like I've never seen a delay this long as this video because they shut down my first few videos. I don't know if you were there for those.
yeah, I was.
Yeah, they kept shutting me down. They don't want me getting that information out there. And now instead they've let me on, but they got me on a delay like crazy.
You're on a big time delay.
Yeah, it's the longest delay I've never had a delay this long. Which tells me, you know what that tells me? I'm right on the truth. You know what I mean? That I'm over the target as far as like the world political shift and going against America and all that, you know? So all the research is paid off.
Well, part of what you...
I wanted to call into my Fugle, but it's probably too late, right?
But no, he's not on tonight.
He's not on tonight? What's tonight?
It's Friday night.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's not on Friday night. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
he
right.
doesn't do Fridays.
I think I'm gonna call in tomorrow and talk about all that.
I am not even sure if he's going to do it tomorrow, but we'll see.
A Saturday night? Oh, is he getting his tooth? It's okay. Yeah, I know that you mentioned he had to get the surgery on his tooth.
No, that's Shauna. Well, no, I think...
No, he mentioned on the last show that he has to get
he's got something going
the
on.
tooth isn't getting any
We all
better.
got stuff going on with our teeth right now, so...
Yeah.
All of us. It's so weird. It's bizarre.
A lot of you
Shauna-
do. It's the crap in the water we're brushing our teeth with.
Well, it's all the crap they gave us when we were kids, so, you know...
Yeah, but like, I mean, my Fugel's the same age as me.
Well, and I'm a lot older than you guys.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's what they're putting in the water. You know, and he seems like the type of guy who you know, he's not like some crackhead who doesn't take care of his teeth or something. You know what I mean? Like, he takes care of it. And that's not saying if you have bad teeth you're a crackhead. I don't mean it like that. I'm just saying that people who I'm saying like to the chat, you know, but like, you know, like people who smoke crack though do have bad teeth. I know that.
Well, I ain't never smoked crack or done...
No, not you. I'm more so like kind of trying to cover myself for the chat. I didn't want the chat taking it wrong. But yeah. So what's up?
See, and they're still talking about sunbathing during... Well, that's Brian Knight talking about sunbathing during the solar storm. Like, we're way, like, delayed. Like, big time delayed. It ain't even showing that you and I are talking. That is so bizarre.
Yeah. I'm telling you, ever since earlier when they saw what I was talking about, they didn't like it. They did not like it. So I recommend to everybody, whenever this gets to you, 5 minutes from now, whenever it is, I recommend that first video, not part 2, not part 3, not part 4. The first one, I would go and watch that again, and what was said in there, there's definitely 110% a lot of truth in that video. And it's a short video. I just start basically talking about, you know, some things that I know, and then some breaking things that, you know, I reported earlier, all pissed off. And then once I calmed down and thought about it and started connecting the dots, I led off the show with it. And I think that it makes me feel like I'm over the target. So, very interesting.
Yeah, you're getting on the nerve of somebody because you're so delayed. We're still talking.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the thing. I get contacted by like people who want to be like advertisers and stuff like that. I was getting contacted by a lot of those like Bitcoin people. I almost wish I took one of the Bitcoin offers because, well, no, Bitcoin's through the roof since then. When they were asking me, it was down at 4,000. Now it's up. It's close to 13,000.
And can I tell you why?
Because the currency around the world right now is so like questionable that it looks like.
If it's banned, it's gonna be nothing. It's gonna be nothing unless you have cash in your pocket. It doesn't mean a damn thing. It doesn't mean nothing.
Well, it depends on your definition of shit hitting the fan. You know what though? You might be right. It might be a way to drain people's money into these digital accounts, and then all of a sudden the grid goes down, and nobody has any, someone rich who put all their money into, either has it, But then again, we all have our money like that anyways. I mean, how many people really walk around with every single dollar that they have in cash in their pocket? And even then, that's just paper when shit hits the fan. You know what I mean?
But you still may be able to find a little mom and pop store that will take cash. Period.
When shit hits the fan? I don't know.
You take as much cash out as you can. That's it. That's it. You put enough that in your pocket, and because if shit hits the fan, it's going to hit the fan.
Well, I believe that shit is gonna hit the fan as well. I don't know if I'll be around for it.
No, you're here. Below. We're in the last days.
No, but I don't know if I believe in pre-trib or mid-trib. I don't believe in post-trib, but I know I'm saved. I mean, I think I know I'm saved. You know what I mean? I all the signs of being saved. I've had all those. I walk and I have a walking, talking relationship with Christ, with God, and I feel like I have been saved through the blood of Jesus. I really do. So I just don't know if it's pre-trib or mid-trib. Like pre-tribulation or like mid-tribulation. Like we'll see some of it, but leave before it gets really bad, or we just get raptured, boom, right at the beginning. That's my belief.
Well, mine is, I don't know what it is. I know my.
Yeah, none of us know for sure. Yeah.
No, none of us know for sure.
Exactly. All we can do is believe and interpret the Bible the best way we can. And through my interpretation, I mean, I'm looking at it seems like a pre-trib almost, but then in other parts of the Bible, it seems like a mid or even post-trib. So I don't even know what to think. But I just think that when shit hits the fan, let's say I am around, right? And it's post-trib, let's say that. What's going to be currency is going to be like gasoline, even cigarettes, water, food, first aid, antibiotics. Oh, antibiotics will be the new gold, really. I mean, I would have died 3 weeks ago if it wasn't for you know what I mean? If shit hit the fan before 3 weeks ago, I would have died. I got an infection on the bottom of my foot. I had a cut, and I wasn't taking care of it because I'm too busy taking care of my daughter. I don't take care of myself, and the cut got infected. And it got then it was getting worse and worse and worse.
You should have called me because I'm a nurse and I would have told you what to do with it.
What should have I done? Because I'm always.
You should have soaked it in Epsom salt to begin with, number one.
Any cut, or when it's like starting to bother you?
Yes, any cut. You soak it with Epsom salt.
Nice.
Suck out the infection.
Nice.
And
So even before it's infected?
Yes, absolutely. The first time you get a cut, you soak it in Epsom salt. The first time.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, that's good, because actually my daughter got a cut. Very, it's like a paper cut, but, you know, it's good to know for her, you know?
All the infection. If there's something, because if it's an open, whatever it is, it's an open wound.
Exactly.
It's just a paper cut, whatever it is. If there's bacteria everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah. And all it takes is, and I want to let you know, if this phone for some reason hangs up, you know, I've been like trying my best. I'm like trying every angle I can to keep it in, just so you know. So, if you have any like main points you want to get out, I would get them out now. You know what I mean?
Well, that's my whole thing, is everybody starts stocking up on everything. Water, because water is the basic.
Yeah, water's number one. You can't even last a couple days without water.
People do not realize you need 3 cases of water for one person for 1 month.
Wow.
That's a lot of water. That's a lot of water.
That seems like a lot.
That's for a month. 3 cases for one person.
To survive, or like to be comfortable? That just seems like a lot. I don't think I drink 3 cases in a month. Maybe I do, I just don't realize it.
No, we're going to come down to a situation where you're only going to be living on means of certain things. Crackers,
Yeah.
you know, certain things.
And we're gonna be out in the elements, and yeah, and your body's gonna require more water. You're gonna be sweating.
3 cases of water for one person for 1 month. Remember that. 3
Wow.
cases of water for one person for 1 month. Remember.
So to me, I mean, that's so much. You can't even carry enough. You know what I mean? You're with, let's say you're with 2 adults and a kid, a couple kids, right?
I have been saying this for years and nobody...
Just get a water purifier instead, right?
No, you can't. You can't. Because if you...
I mean, lugging all that water around, and plus, like, I heard that, like, if you wait too long, the plastic can contaminate the water from the water.
No, you keep it in a dry, dark place.
Okay.
I don't care if it's a cupboard or whatever.
So why not? I'm just curious. Why not a water purifier?
You can do a water.
Oh, she just cut off. I knew that was gonna happen. Whitetail. Shoot. I don't even know what to. So whitetail. I don't know how long it's gonna be. Well, actually, you know. So she'll probably be in chat in a second. But when you see this, sorry, it finally died. I could run down to the car and grab the shot. Oh my god, it's 5 in the morning. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. It's almost 5 in the morning. Oh my god. I didn't realize how late it was. I thought it was like 4. Oh my god, it's like 5 in the morning. Is that the right time? Is it 4:48 or 3:48? Susie Q. Oh, there's this long delay. I know Susie Q is in my neck of the woods. By the way, Susie Q, Fall River, right? And, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I mean, you said it in chat, but. Anyway, Susie Q, another thing. Well, one, I was going to say, what time is it? Because I know that we're the same time zone. Same thing, Kellyanne. I know we're in the same time zone. Is it really 4:48? I'm asking you two guys. You two are the only two that I know for sure are in my time zone. And whitetail, The phone died, so if you just want to like finish that thought, because you were just about to say the problem with water purifiers is, and then it literally died right there. So I'd love to hear you finish that thought. Alright, so yeah, so the call-in segment was short tonight. Sorry guys, I left my good charger downstairs, and to be honest with you, this show I planned on being a like a long show, so because I have so much that I was gonna go over with you guys. I can save it for the next show. But then by then there's going to be so much more news that I'm going to be gone. So let's go through some of it. Alright, so the testimony has ended in the murder trial of a Navy SEAL. If you haven't heard about this, this is a Navy SEAL, and there's actually 2 Navy SEALs that are in trouble. One of them is a medic, and the other one he's a Navy SEAL, but he also, he was doing he was like working on him medically, and then there was, because they can do everything, and there was another Navy SEAL, okay, and so it was a young boy, and I believe the boy was Taliban, and I'm telling you, I know from first-hand experience, those Taliban, even a boy, okay, a bad motherfucker, I'm telling you, they are bad. Because you gotta think, they know nothing but fighting. Like, we go to high school and then we go train, boot camp and all that. And, we have superior weaponry. Usually, a lot of times we're superiorly conditioned as well. But these guys, they know their mountains and they know how to move around. So anyways, they got a hold of this kid, and he was bad news. He was young though, he was real young, 14, 15, 16, something like that. So they got him, and he was wounded. So his wounds were being treated and stuff like that, right? And then, so the guy is sitting there treating his wounds, and then another Navy SEAL, and that's who I think this is. He came over, and supposedly what he did was he goes, "Oh, how's he doing?" And the guy said, he's probably gonna make it or whatever. He might not, but he's probably gonna make it." And then he took his knife. The other Navy SEAL took his knife and right into him. And he said that, now his defense is that he was putting him out of his mercy. It was a mercy thing, and he was putting him out of his misery. Now the other guy that testified supported that story, and he said, yes, that is true, that he was putting him out of his mercy, but then he sat there and like held the end of some tube or something like that. And yeah, so it was like 2 people involved in actually taking the kid out, but one of them stabbed him, the other one and he said it was mercy, the other one literally had mercy and just made sure his life ended right then and there, he didn't suffer. So now this Navy SEAL, actually both Navy SEALs were being tried, but especially one, the one that stabbed him, of course. He's being tried, and if he gets found guilty, I mean, being a Navy SEAL, you would think that he has enough of a military record that he won't get the real bad penalty like death. I mean, that's just how it is. They don't follow the justice system like we do, where you have these defense lawyers that can come up with any reasonable doubt and that's it. No, you have a couple of like high-ranking officers, and they decide, and that's it. And you can be put in the brig, bread and water diet, all the way up to hung. So we'll see what happens with that. So testimony has ended in the murder trial of a Navy SEAL accused of fatally stabbing a prisoner in Iraq. So he was a prisoner, but he was in bad shape. Closing arguments are expected to start Monday. So testimony is done, because I had seen the testimony. That's how I found all this out. Okay, so a lot of people are saying that AOC here, she was now of course, you know, anytime Snopes says something's true or false, basically whatever they say, if they say it's true, it's probably really false. If they say it's false, it's probably really true. Now they're basically just saying like, oh, like false as in like there were children like in this environment. Yet she's sitting there like pretending to cry, and you know what? Maybe she really was crying. I if I saw children in really bad conditions, it doesn't matter. Because having a child myself, I probably would get I probably would have a tear come down my eye. You know, like I would get to that point where I could see myself having tears come out. But I guess when she did it, it really came out phony. And you know, people talking about her with a lipstick, and the photos were not newly uncovered. Oh, look at her! Look at her! I mean, it does seem pretty dramatic. Like she's, I think that, you know, it probably was obviously emotional for her, but I think that she played it up. She's a politician. Of course, she played it up. I think she definitely played it up, but I'm not gonna sit here and say that I think she fake cried. I mean, that would be pretty, like, what kind of, no soul, you know. Every woman gets to choose her word. Every woman gets to choose how she describes it. This is my way of saying it. This is my word. My word is fight, she explained. The law calls her description rape. Looks like she is trying to wiggle out of trouble for her false claim. If you guys have not seen this new, all of a sudden, you know, this out of the woodwork rape victim of Trump's. Now, I'm not quick to mock somebody, oh, rape victim. That's not me. But there's those certain situations where you know they're lying. I saw her live, and my jaw was on the floor. Literally, my jaw was on the floor. I was watching it with my boy, actually, and he came over. He hadn't seen my daughter since she was like literally like tiny, like 3-month-old. So it's been a while since we've seen each other, and he was here. And he's a Trump supporter, and we were watching it, and this lady just came off as so fake. She was sitting there, she's like, Anderson Cooper would even like cut to break. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't know what to do with this woman. She's like, well, you know, she's like, rape is a funny thing because, you know, it can be perceived in different ways, and, you know, sometimes, you know, people, they kind of, you know, something like they glorify it, and he made the mistake of being like, what do you mean by glorify it, you know? And she goes, well, you know, it's kind of like a like fantasy, like a lot of people into rape fantasy, and you know, like I understand that, I get it, I'm into it, and like, oh my God, what a bad interview. It was bad. It was horrible. It was almost like this one was planted in order to like make these news stations look bad. And so the most recent thing she said was, every woman gets to choose her word. Every woman gets to choose how she describes it. This is my way of saying it. So basically, she's like redefining what rape is. So every woman gets to choose her word. Every woman gets to choose how she describes it. This is my way of saying it. This is my word. My word is fight, she explained. The law calls her description rape. Looks like she is trying to wiggle out of trouble for her false claim. Because whether it's the President of the United States or Joe Schmo, it doesn't matter. You accuse somebody of rape and they were to prove that you're lying, you're in deep, deep trouble. That's bad. That's serious. Because somebody could do serious time, and even worse, they might not make it out of that jail alive. You know, they'll probably PC them, but sometimes even the COs will find a way to get them in the same area as Gen Pop, like maybe the showers or the, you know, something where they're coming into contact with Gen Pop and they get the same treatment they would get as if they were in Gen Pop. And so, you know, they're in there for something they didn't do, and they have to fight every day they're there. Literally fight every single day they're there, defending that they didn't do it. And after a while, actually, people will let up, because it's like, usually when someone's guilty of it, they won't fight. Like, I seen this one kid, and he was being accused of not rape, but like some type of sexual thing, and he just kept on saying, this girl set me up, this girl set me up, and they're like, fuck that, and they would beat the shit, but he would fight. Then he'd get out, and he'd fight, and he'd get out of the, get out of the hole. Fight. Like, the whole time he's there, he's fighting. After a while, people are like, maybe this guy didn't do it. Because, like, there's only so many beatings, you know what I mean? Before you just, like, say, okay, like, send me to PC. You know what I mean? Like, PC me. So, my point is, it's not just having to go to jail. It's not just being convicted of rape. It's having to register as a sex offender. And probably most of all, probably the biggest fear of a rape, of someone who gets convicted of rape, is having to go to jail. Because you might not make it out of there. And that's the truth. At least in my county, a lot of them don't make it out. Or they're not the same when they get out. They have enough blows to the head and they're just off. Oh, here she is again. This is her, by the way. And now, so now she's finally admitting it? Whoa. So E. Jean Carroll is now saying she was not raped by Trump. After this was like the big news for a week. She wants to make up her own words for it. Oh, I guess that's what he was referring to before. So, Donald Trump rape accuser, E. Jean Carroll, I have not been raped. So I guess that's that. Hold on. Let me see the rest of this thread. Because I hate, like, saying, like, oh, she wasn't raped. I hate that. I want to see more of it. Yeah, everyone gets to choose the word. Okay, so that's that. Yeah, hey CNN, here's your star woman. Interview her now. Yeah, exactly. Anderson Cooper interviewed her, and it didn't take him long to be like, can we go to commercial? We're going to commercial, right? Yeah, go to commercial. He knew. He knew something was up. This woman was weird. And, if you were to go through something like that, you would have some type of, mental trauma where you might seem off. But it was more than that. I don't know. I suggest you watch the Anderson Cooper interview with her if you want to learn more about it, instead of just like this type of stuff where you know no matter what they're gonna go after her because this guy is a Trump supporter. So if you want to see something from the other side, watch CNN, and you'll probably get your answers there, because he just as much was like, huh? So 7 days till Independence Day, which is what everybody's waiting for, the Q thing, right? You know what? I'm gonna save some of this Q because a lot of people are interested in this. I'm gonna save some of the Q. I'm gonna go through some of the other stories. Oh, by the way, at the Democratic debate last night, not one flag, meaning not one American flag, was found throughout the whole debate last night. How crazy is that? These people are running for President of the United States of America. They have a nice fancy little setup and all that, but not one flag. I just want to make sure I'm sharing. Wait, I haven't been sharing? Oh, just the little one? Let me make it bigger for you guys. Let me make it bigger. I'm sorry. I thought I was on the bigger one. I didn't realize it was a smaller one. Yeah, not one American flag in the whole house. I mean, you got purple suits, you got orange, you got friggin' who knows what kind of ties you guys wore. I mean, there's not one American flag. I see red, I see white, I don't even see the blue besides the stage and, you know, everything here. But it's not like, you know, a line, red, white, blue. It's kind of, I don't know. Let me show chat real quick. I feel like I'm missing something. And I want to see what Whitetail, what she was in the middle of saying before I had to abruptly stop. Well, it wasn't me, but the phone shut off. I kind of want to see what she was saying. But can you guys believe that? Not one American flag. It's disgusting. It's a debate for the potential president of the United States of America. And honestly, let's be honest. Trump is obviously a great candidate for the Republicans, right? But in reality, you know, the Republican, you know, oh, so Whitetail, what was it? What was it anyways? What was Whitetail's, I'm asking her right now, what was the rest of her sentence before you got cut off about purifying? Oh my god, I can't even spell right now. Whitetail, don't leave yet. Oh, that's not the one I want. Puri. Why can't I think? You're doing a pretty good spell. Oh, I'm missing the Y. Whoa. I'll be alright. Let me see if she gets that. Sorry guys, just want to make sure I don't know if she already alright, so so yeah, not one flag to be found. Are you guys even like caught up to that point? That's another thing. This delay is like making it very difficult to run a show, because it's such a delay that it's like, you know, you guys are so far behind what I'm saying. Matthew and Framingham Ponte. He's a good guy, Kelly. I like him. Alright, so it looks like everyone's going to bed. Definitely wasn't very patriotic. Alright, so at least you caught up with the flag pot. Yeah, so it looks like a lot of people are going to bed. And the chat rate's down to 1. So, I think I'm going to call it. Plus, I got to get to sleep. Yeah, and I'm so many minutes behind that it's not really making sense. And yeah, see now oh my god, I'm still back there, so I'm still talking about the flag. Yeah, this isn't, I'm telling you guys, for everybody watching this video, the video you want to see is the first video I put out, because in that video, for some reason, they shut me down and then they didn't let me come back, which is a first. I've never like had this problem before where I could not get on through my OBS, through my chat, through all of it. You know, so I was just trying to you know, trying to think of a way that like to get on, but I just couldn't. And it was unbelievable. I never experienced anything like it. So I suggest that you guys like go and basically, like, if you could, you know, watch the first show if you missed it. I'm telling you, I was hitting on some truths, and you know, I just think that that's you know, the best video to watch is that first video. I mean, the other two videos don't even end up coming up. You'll see like a quick chat, and you'll just see nothing, and just a little bit of chat, and that's it. Yeah, so I don't know. So if you guys want to check that out, that would probably be best. Any questions in chat at all? Wait, we're 3 minutes behind. Well, basically, I was just, I can't even explain it. That's what I mean. This isn't working. I gotta go to bed. 3 minutes behind. Matthew from parent, if you have one that's great, think it was one person in your household for 3 months. Good. Alright, thank you for explaining that, Whitetail 7. That's what I was trying to get as well. So, good question, Matthew from Farmington. At Red Pill, what time are you on tomorrow? It's hard to basically like give you a time, but I would say tomorrow is Saturday, so that makes it very difficult to predict. I don't know. I'll get on during the day if I can, but I will definitely be on tomorrow night. I will definitely be on 100% tomorrow night. Kellyanne, yes, I know. That's why I'm kind of just cutting the show. And Whitetail, thank you. I appreciate that. I wish it wasn't such a huge delay, but I guess once they realized that they weren't going to stop me from getting on, once I restarted the whole computer, they decided, okay, well, we're going to put like a 5-minute delay and just make it impossible for anything to make sense. So very, very weird night with the computer, and you know, it makes me feel good, because it makes me feel like I am above the target and right on, and as long as I'm above the target, I'm happy. And I know I'm above the target when it comes to what I was talking about in that first video. Alright, which is actually, see this video is called Dems Debate Duds, Q is Back, and much more. The video I'm talking about is called, I think it's also Dems Debate Duds. Then it says Q's Emergence or something like that. I might even say Q is Back or Q Reappears or something like that. And then it says and world something, and I don't know. It's the only one that doesn't. Then the other ones say part 2, part 3. So look for the other Dems Debate Duds. It starts like that, but that doesn't say part 2, part 3, part 4. You don't want to look for that. And it doesn't say and much more. It says something else. It's like a third thing. I forget what at this point. So basically, I'm going to be going to bed. So guys, I'm going to be going to sleep. And I hope you all have a good night. Alright? So let me just put it on so you guys can definitely see me saying good night. I want you guys to be able to see. Okay. Alright, so good night. And I just saw the last chat I saw was Kelly Ann. And Kellyanne, thank you for staying on top of things and modding, and thank you to all the other mods as well. And Kellyanne, honestly, I would call you and, you know, just give you an idea on things and, you know, talk you to sleep or whatever, like you said. But, you know, I know it's a joke, but, you know, the phone died on Whitetail. I'm going to have to run down in the morning, or I could run down tonight, but then it's going to take me forever. It's just going to be a nightmare. I got to go to sleep. But, you know, I can give you a call, you know what I mean? I'll be in touch. So yeah, tomorrow I still have a bunch of material for tomorrow. I only really touched like about 8 to 9%, less than 10% of the material I have for tonight, due to them keeping on messing with me and everything else. So I just want to say good night. I'm going to sleep. The reason I'm doing all these sign language things is because my chat is like 3 to 5 minutes behind. So you guys have a good night. Alright? And just remember, whether I'm 5 minutes behind whether they're shutting me down, whether they're making it so I can't go live, or whether they're cutting my stream right in the middle, it's because I'm dropping Pez. So the next time you need a Pez, come and get your red pill along with it from the Red Pill News Dispensary. Alright guys, take care, have a good night, God bless, and keep your head in a swivel. Seriously. Okay guys, seriously, and seriously, you know what I mean this. Enjoy your time with the people you love. Whether something's about to come or not. All I know is that we are prime. As great as our military is, there's never been a better time to strike us. We're so divided, and we're in the middle of rebuilding our military at a rate that's never been done before. They don't want to see us put another 700 billion plus, and then another 700 billion plus that we know about. That's just from the budget. Okay? That's not counting dark money and all that. Alright, so just, if you care about certain people, make sure you spend time with them. If you have certain grudges with people you care about, and you figure, oh, well, you know, I'll talk to them, call them tomorrow. Or if you're watching this tomorrow, call them today. It's the weekend. Seriously. I'm not trying to scare anybody. I'm not like making any prediction. I'm just saying we are prime to be targeted. Look at the way the world's aligned against us. Our own allies. I couldn't believe Turkey, Pakistan, India. Now, Europe. We saved Europe, and they're turning on us. Alright, please. We've become so strong, they feel threatened, and they don't want us to keep getting this strong. We're kicking ass economic-wise. We have the highest oil supply. All these things, on top of putting all that money into the budget every year that Trump is in. And you know he's going to win. And then 4 more years of him putting 700 billion plus into the military. Seriously, if you care about somebody, let them know that you do. You know, if you have kids, spend time with your kids. If you have grudges that you haven't settled, settle them. And then if nothing happens, you'll be better for it anyway. These are all good things to do no matter what. You shouldn't need a potential crisis to do those things. So use the small chance of a crisis to do those things. I'll leave you on that. Red Pill News Dispensary. I'm out, guys. Alright, God bless. I love you all. Alright, and I appreciate everybody who sent super chats tonight. I really do. And you know, when a show, when it's excellent, you know, those are the type of, you know, then I don't mind the super chats. You know what I mean? I'm sorry you guys had sent, some of you guys had sent the super chats just to say, oh, sound, you know, it was all about like just letting me know the sound was off. And then I came on, and hopefully I gave you your money's worth for that little bit of time I was on. And I mean, because it was pretty, I was spitting some fire there, I think, to the point where they shut me down. But it was truth. So I hope you somewhat got your money worth there. And that's what I mean. You know, that's what I do this for, is just to get the truth out. That's it. It's not about money with me. Never has been. Anybody who's watched this show for longer than a couple of weeks or a couple of days knows it's not about money with me. But at the same time, you know, money makes the world go round. So if I happen to, let's say, in like 3 days, have a particularly excellent show where I put a lot of effort into it and there's a lot of great points, I mean, that's the type of shows that you want to do a super chat for, you know? I see people just give people super chats for nothing. It's like, I'm like, well, I didn't even hear any good intelligence. I didn't hear anything that I didn't know already, and I don't know. It's like people just want to see their name. And that's fine too. If you want to see your name, alright, fine. But, you know, that's the time I think that, that's the time that I give super chats, is when I